For our last story tonight, let's talk about today, the 8th of March. It's International Women's Day. You must know that by now. Every year, this day, women are the center of all attention. Whether it's the cheesy WhatsApp forwards, the uplifting campaigns, the rising flower sales, the discounts on beauty brands, the world wants you to know that you are special. But what about the day after? What about, say, March 10th? The flowers rot, the discounts run out, and women are back to normal. And normal in this case is economic inequality. It's a curious phenomenon, really. On one hand, society showers women with flowers, with praise. Your resilience is talked about. On the other hand, it systematically undervalues their labor, stifles their careers, and denies them financial security. So this Women's Day, why not try something more sustainable, like Womenomics? What does it mean? What is Womenomics? It's a term associated with former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. It took off in the 2010s. Japan's economy was struggling. The country had a shrinking workforce. So Abe had a eureka moment. Why not include more women in the workforce? Japan jumped into action. Workplaces were asked to be more accommodating. Daycares were set up. It did not really help. In 2012, women's participation was around 46%. By 2017, it rose to some 50%, which is quite low for any developed nations. Most new workers were in low-paying jobs. Only 4% of managerial positions are held by women. So it was a good idea, but Abe's policies did not go far enough. He focused on stopgap measures. The execution was flawed. But the idea itself stuck. And it has merit. Empowering women is smart economics. If women are empowered, economies advance. And I'm not the one saying this, the World Bank is. Here's a new World Bank report. It says closing the gender gap could lift the global GDP by more than 20%. Imagine that, 20%. Basically, women can turbocharge the economy. So what's stopping them? Let me rephrase the question here. Let me reframe it rather. What's not stopping them? 2.4 billion women do not have the same economic rights as men. 2.4 billion women in the world. In 178 countries, they face legal barriers. Barriers that stop women from working in all the sectors. In 86 countries, women face job restrictions. 95 countries do not guarantee equal pay for equal work. Worldwide, women earn only 77 cents for every dollar that a man makes. It's called the gender pay gap, 77 cents for a dollar, or what some men term as fiction. Take India, for example. At the entry level, women earn 2.2% less than men. And as they move forward in their career, this gap widens. At the level of directors, the gap is around 6.1%. That's a lot for the salaries at that level. 151 countries ban sexual harassment at work, but only 40 ban it in the public. So on paper, women have only 2/3 of the same rights as men. On ground, the situation is much worse. Globally, women spend 2.5 to 3 hours more every day on unpaid work. That's childcare or household jobs. That is 21 hours every week. If it were assigned a monetary value, it would be more than 40% of a country's GDP. So there's discrimination at work, but it doesn't even stop after retirement. Women live longer than men, yet in some countries they retire earlier than men, which means they get lesser pension benefits. At the current rate, it will take 131 years to reach full gender parity. We are in the 21st century and no country has yet achieved full gender equality. So what is the solution? Closing the gender pay gap can lift the global economy by $7 trillion, and that cannot happen without government intervention. Countries need more business opportunities, laws related to women's safety, childcare facilities, lifting restrictions on women's work, and expanding maternity and paternity leaves. We need a 360-degree change. Countries need to realize When more women work, economies grow. So this Women's Day, why not combine floral arrangements with financial security? After all, the flowers may wilt and fade, but equal pay is for life.